against certain issues that might be happening in your country at a certain time.
Like Donald Trump.
Yeah, let's just hit it on the nose, Holly.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to be like, you are immediately seen as somebody like, why don't you just shut up? You're an actor. What do you know?
You're just a meat puppet.
Right, you're just a meat puppet. And though that's not inaccurate, I'm able to have an opinion, and as a citizen of the United States, I think it is my duty and job to say what I want, and I happen to have a soapbox from which to say it. So that's one thing recently that I have not liked about being an actor, that you're somewhat discredited for, you know, like, you make out with Lucy Hale for a living, what do you know about politics? Well, I can read, and I know when I see a douchebag. So.
I have a feeling it's going to be similar answers for all of us. But yeah, I love being able to play make-believe and create you know, something that all of you guys can enjoy, and also have that fulfillment within me, feeling creatively fulfilled, and you know, to have great people to play make-believe with, I think is my favorite part. And then similarly, maybe a little less specifically, I do think when you are known in the public in some way, you are open to scrutiny and opinions that maybe you don't want to hear, and you know, sometimes it's not easy to tune that out, and other times it's really easy, and I recommend doing that. If you ever get in this position, just don't listen. But I'd say that's my least favorite thing.
But also on the flip side of people telling us to shut up is that we do have sort of a responsibility when you have a bigger audience and a broader voice. You do feel somewhat responsible to use that voice in a positive way. So it's impossible to, for me at least, to not respond and to, okay, I know you've seen my Twitter. And there's some times that are more impossible not to respond than others. But yeah, as many people as there have been that have told me this is not your place, there are many more that have said thank you for speaking out. So I try to focus on those people and not the idiots.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is to Tyler. Did you ever sleep in school or something like Caleb in season 1?
Did I ever sleep at school in real life?
Yes.
Oh.
Like as a runner?
Maybe.
That time you
As
did?
an orphan. I did when I was maybe in kindergarten. Took naps. I can't recall. Do you mean like for preparation, like method acting?
No, I think she means
In general.
really red way.
No, I don't think I ever did. I don't think I ever did. I didn't like school, so I was like, I'd rather be home in bed sleeping.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Who was your best buddy and on set, and with which one do you spend the most time with behind the scenes?
Did you say which body?
Buddy.
Oh, I thought you said who has the best body.
But clearly, I
Yeah,
don't
best
see it.
body is probably, you know, Troy and or Keegan, because God knows it's not me.
That was not the question.
Yeah, whoa.
That was not the question.
He's pretty high.
I don't know, have you seen Grant
You know,
lately?
like I'm pretty hot in that I'm sweating right now, as always. I think one of the best things about the show in terms of having a best buddy is that we have a bunch of best buddies, and
Oh my god, he's gonna be diplomatic right now.
let me tell you who's
Really
not my
scary.
best buddy, and it's the woman sitting at the end here. No, but it's great because I think for the most part, like you have a different relationship with each person. Like I'll have conversations with Troyan that will blow my mind, and then I'll have conversations with Holly that bring me down. But
This is why we're separated right now. See that?
I'm the mediator.
Yeah. But you know, I think there is a lot of camaraderie on set and off set. I mean, we all went to Troyan's wedding recently, and that was beautiful. I'm sure you all saw on Instagram because we posted it, like all kinds of stuff about it. So, you know, we still keep in touch, and our schedules are pretty sporadic. But when they link up, you know, we do meet up. But I'm supposed to have people over for dinner when my house is not falling apart like it is right now. But that's a whole other story.
You're digressing.
Yeah. So yeah, there we go. Your turn.
Yeah, I think everybody on the show has a different personality, so we can get different things from everyone. I have found that as the show is coming to an end and as it's ended, I've grown to really appreciate the other guys on the show a lot more. Because, yeah, the other men. No, but it's because, you know, we didn't really get to work together all that much, because we were just sort of like, you know, arm candy. No, just kidding. No, we all worked with our significant others, but I really have grown to love the men on the show. You know, Keegan included, who isn't here, but same. You know,
Yeah.
truly.
Okay.
Bromance.
Romance. It's
Romance.
important.
Not Ian.
I'm out. Cool.
Definitely not Ian. Probably Lucy. I had to pick one.
Indeed.
See, I play by the rules. They might get their own answers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
What was your favorite storyline?
There are a lot of storylines that have occurred.
You know what's one of my great story points? Is that anytime Ian opened up a script and he had to be naked, he immediately went into like a full body sweat.
And he would ask, how long do I have until we film this scene?
Oh no, I had to be given 2 weeks notice. Because in those 2 weeks, hell ensued. Because you know, and sometimes they would let me know in advance, but sometimes I would find out, like I'd be reading a scene, and I'd be, like I'd be reading with Lucy or something, and it's like, and Ezra removes his shirt. It's like, damn it! Like, you know, I would stop and I would look at Marlene. It's like, they're gonna tell me about this, you know. So no, yeah, they all enjoyed that because I would be in such pain.
So good.
Hi, what are you going to miss the most about PL?
What are we gonna miss the most about PLL?
We can't say paychecks, so come up
Yeah.
come up with something better.
You know, it was. You know, you get very spoiled as an actor when things are really good. And I think actors sort of naturally like to be in a certain amount of pain. That's why they're actors. And so even when the greatest thing is happening to you, you'll still find something to complain about. And especially towards the very end, as sort of Tyler was saying, like he learned to appreciate like the other male actors on the show and like had a new bond and a new respect for them. I started, especially towards the last season, I realized what I had. And I always knew that I was lucky. I always knew that, you know, for the most part, the set was very low conflict, or at least for me it was. And you know, though some of my scenes or some of the episodes were not like fulfilling or artistically pleasing for me, it still was such a great experience, you know? And so towards the very end, I got very sad, and I finally sort of realized like how lucky I was and how lucky we were to be a part of it. So what am I gonna miss about PLL? I think everything. So, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to ask, what's the best thing about PLL?
Huh?
Sorry, was that?
What's the best thing about PLL?
The best thing about PLL.
No. Do you want that?
Sound a bit hoarse.
See, this is what we miss about PLL, is that people feed you, they give you water, and they dress you. And now we have to dress ourselves. We have to fetch water for each other.
To move our
It works
body.
out well. Right.
Okay, the best thing about PLL, as a show or our experience as the actors, all of it, anything.
In general.
I think that for the show, I think it has such a good combination of almost every genre. There's a lot of romance, but then there's like some horror and some mystery. So I think that that's one of the reasons it's very successful, is that it encompasses a lot of different types of genres. So I think that's the best thing about the show. I think for me, the best thing about the show is how, for some of, I mean, Holly was successful prior, but like, we were not. Nor were most of the cast members, so I think the journey we all took together and how it changed our lives, I think that was one of my favorite things to experience with other people and see how certain people just turn into real assholes, like Ian. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I think that was my favorite part about the entire experience.
And yeah, don't forget to come to us.
Oh, sure, yeah. Again, you know, the same thing. What am I going to miss? All of it. What was my favorite thing? All of it. You know, it was. I was very grateful. It was the first job that I got out of college, and it was so, you know, such a.
And you were just a baby.
I was a baby. Like I look at the first episode, I was a child. I was a sweater vest wearing child. So I think I will miss that. You know, it was always fun. You know, with Lucy, there was always sort of the like, you know, camaraderie, like especially towards the end, even like very heavy scenes or love scenes or like silly scenes. It was always like very professional. She was always great to work with. And we came in, we did it, we had fun, and then I blinked and 7 years went by. And so I am very grateful for her for making those 7 years really, you know, great for me. So.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your daily inspiration that makes you happy and why?
Oh, our daily inspiration that makes us happy.
My children. That's an easy one. Don't clap for them. Don't clap for them. They're still in training.
That's a really great question, and I don't have a really great answer for it, but I've learned to really focus on relationships that mean a lot, like your children would, hopefully.
Like offspring.
Like offspring, or really close friends or family, you know, people that bring a lot of joy to your life. You know, and I find there's like a saying called quality over quantity. So like the quality of a relationship is better than how many friends you have, or you know, that sort of thing. So I think the relationships that I've learned to focus on continue to bring me inspiration, you know, day by day.
Yeah. I don't mean to be like general with this, but it is very true. The thing that makes me like, you know, inspires me the most, makes me the most grateful, is just being grateful. And if you have that sort of mindset of gratitude, suddenly every little thing, like sometimes I'll be reading a book in the morning, I'll be having a cup of coffee, and you're just grateful that you're able to have this cup of coffee in peace. And that, or you're grateful for this relationship, you're grateful for this job, for these people that are around you, you're grateful for the people that have been watching you for 7 years and want to meet you in other countries, you know? So what inspires me the most is a constant state of gratitude. When you have that mindset, I feel like, you know, you can pretty much brave anything. You know? I do. Hi.
Do you think it's important to have a good off-screen relationship in order to make it work in character? And what are your experience on that, whether they're good or bad?
Well, case in point, I mean,
Yeah.
we had to work
We had
together
very
a lot.
few scenes because that would have,
Yeah,
you could tell.
yeah. But no, really. I mean, no, really, I do hate him. But it does make it easier if you have sort of a rapport off screen to kind of translate it more realistically on screen. But then some actors have absolutely hated each other, and we watch movies where they were love interest and totally believed it. So I don't know. It's a question of chemistry, and sometimes you like the person, and sometimes you hate them, and sometimes that's great too. It's true.
I agree. I don't really have anything to add.
Yeah, I agree too. I mean, Lucy, as I sort of said, but like, was just always professional. I felt very equal with her, always. And so I think that translated into what you saw in the relationship was a certain equality and friendship and respect. And so, yeah, I think so.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, my question is for Tyler. You told us at the meet and greet that you would like to play a villain someday, and I wanted to ask if there's like a villain from a movie or TV show that you would like to play someday.
There's so many good ones. It seems a little cliche at this point, but I really was. I was taken aback by Heath Ledger's the Joker. But I mean, I would never even attempt to, go there, in that same way. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot, and I think kind of the fun of being an actor, and especially playing a villain, would be creating your own. I think that's what would be really fun. So you can be inspired by other people's performances, but it's like to really create your own thing. I think that's when it gets really good. So if someone gave me the opportunity, hopefully I can create a really good one. If anybody's casting out there, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay, thank you, and I would love to see you as the Joker. Just saying.
Nice.
Hey, I would like to know if there's any other character in PLL you would have liked to play.
I want to be A.
Yeah.
Who says I'm not?
I don't think that part's still available, but
No. I don't know. I mean, there aren't that many male characters, I guess, in the show. So
you definitely don't want to be Byron.
I want to be.